Welcome back to ArborPro Professional, the point-of-sale system that's intended to help the retailer better manage his inventory and his money. We're going to talk a little bit about the manager's application, about the way ArborPro helps you manage your business much more effectively. There's nothing like having numbers in black and white in front of you to help you make better buying decisions, better pricing decisions, better customer judgment-related decisions. And when everything has been captured through that point-of-sale register that we talked about a little bit earlier. The ArborPro Manager's application is arranged in the way it most typically is used, with the reports that relate to daily sales activity being up at the very, very top of the selection bar. Customer management occurs at the register and also through the back room. Customer management, preferred customer clubs, credit clubs, customer buying profiles, and so on. Transactions through the register and accounts receivable and payroll deductions are identified and ranked and rated in here. Purchasing and receiving, the two companion pieces in this menu selection, the ability to replenish merchandise on your sales floor and in your stockroom, to issue that request to that vendor to reorder or buy new merchandise that you've just worked with the sales rep on and have fallen in love with the merchandise. Receiving, the ability then to acknowledge that merchandise that you placed the order for and also add items to inventory. Inventory itself, the heart of the system, the area that allows for global changes, placing items on sale across the board, doing global deletions, items that you no longer want to keep in your inventory file are all in the inventory area here. Management reports that relate to inventory valuation and historical information on all of the items that are in your inventory file. Utilities is kind of a housekeeping area. It's the area that you'll do your cash register design that gorgeous color layout that you saw earlier, allow you to add employees, cashiers that are going to run your registers, allow you to take physical inventory. All those are tucked over here neatly in the utilities area. Daily reports, one of the most important ways that you can keep your finger on the pulse of your business activity here, allows you to look at the register operations that occurred yesterday or the day before or 6 weeks or 6 months ago. Reading cash register log files. This is the equivalent of that old-fashioned yellow journal tape that a lot of those old-fashioned printers used to come equipped with. This is the electronic journal, the transaction by transaction list of all the activities that have occurred at the register. We're going to jump into print end-of-day reports. Again, these end-of-day reports relate to the activities that have occurred at your cash register. It's a huge family of reports that allow you to keep your finger on the activities that are occurring out there. You've got the ability to look at cash balancing and reconciliation through your media report, total sales by department, exactly and specifically what you sold with your cost of goods sold and your gross profit percentage, media reports by cashier, performance, sales by hour, which items move best during which time frames, where you may want to be restocking and replenishing if you're seeing a higher volume of business in certain items in certain areas. The exception report, the non-standard transactions, who's done the voids, who's done the discounts, who's done the returns, items that were not scanned at the cash register and were sold just for price only. That's an area that merchandise and money can get away from you in. Accounts receivable and payroll deductions, and so on. Just huge number of daily sales reports. We're going to touch on a few of the most important ones that the retailer might want to take a look at. I'm going to open up the activities from today. The great thing about ArborPro is that all of the reporting is actually up to the minute. As soon as a transaction is completed at the register, the item's history is updated, the item's on-hand quantity is updated, If it's an accounts receivable transaction or payroll deduction, that also is updated immediately as well. I have asked for the sales reports from this morning's business activity, and those are the reports that are currently in the process of being generated. When we do those reports, they can be displayed on the screen, and they also can be printed to the printer. So we've got the ability to potentially send over to our financial advisors all of the financial reports that we have just gotten done producing. So we're about ready to switch over to the screen production here, and it's popping right up here on the screen. This has been a somewhat quiet morning. The media report is the equivalent of the cash registers X and Z report. This is a report that is created independently and by the manager's software in the back room. Used primarily for cash balancing and reconciliation. It contains totals. These are the totals in gross sales before discounts, after discounts have occurred. Voids. These are the cashiers that have done some cancellations. These are the way the transactions were tendered. If we had done checks, if we had done credit cards, those would also be included in here. The nice thing about the media report is that it does include the customer count and then gives us the average sale, which is a nice number for an average sale. Gives us our grand total. And for those people that live in accounting heaven, it also gives us the hash total, which is one of those interesting things that accountants like. Total sales by department. The heart of register activities. This is organized in what we would consider departmental or merchandise category area order, generally organized so that like gross profits are associated together as well as merchandise categories being associated together. This is our Department 5. These are the items barcode numbers, part numbers here, and the descriptions of the items. Quantity of items sold. This was a return. The sales dollars. Contribution of this item to the performance of the store. This is our merchandise cost. This is what we paid for it. This is how many dollars in gross profit we've generated. This is our gross profit percentage. There are no discounts done on these items, no discount percentages, and all of these items here are taxable. And as you can see, we've got all of the items that contributed to our sales being grouped by those department categories. Manual sales. As you can see, there's no cost or gross profit associated with the manual sales. Those are those orange keys on the cash register. And here is the summary for the day's business. We have $80.83 in taxable sales and $7.59 in our non-taxable subtotal, and then $6.47 in sales tax that we have collected. The exception report, what has gone on at the cash register. These are, Michelle had done a number of void alls, and then Sandy offered a 25% discount on one of the items that she sold, and then we can see that we had some manual sales that were not scannable. Those are the items that you always come back and question your cashier on. Training mode, indication that we had actually gone into training mode, and then left the volunteer to or the cashier to her own devices. The accounts receivable payroll deductions transactions here. The purchases, and this was a return that was done at the register to this employee's payroll deduction account, register purchase, and then another register purchase. So these transactions are being captured individually and then also in total. The cumulative report, the total sales by department, the daily total sales by department, is rolled up into the week-to-date, month-to-date, year-to-date departmental sales report. This information accumulates the daily activities, candy for the week, candy for the month, candy for the year-to-date. And here, again, we're seeing what our gross profit dollars and our gross profit percentages are. A good bit more depth than just looking at it for the day. the ongoing activities here being accumulated and then being subtotaled. And as we can see, the average gross profit for this particular retail business is running about 52.3%, which is a very good, very healthy number. Manual sales transactions, and then sales tax collected. This report is excellent for the end of the month sales tax submission reports because it's going to give you your grand totals, your taxable and your non-taxable sales. And this is the daily sales report here by department and also by employee and by activity level. As you can see, we can pull an unlimited number of reports going back in time, which is very, very helpful if you're trying to identify something that might have occurred previously. That's daily sales.